Venezuela is ordering a massive mobilization of its military as the United States sends more of its own firepower to the region.
Amantes de la paz.
We love peace. We deeply love peace. We don't want war here nor in any other place around the world. But if they dare to touch Venezuela, they're going to find us in every street.
The announcement came after America's largest warship arrived in U.S. Southern Command area of operations. That area includes most of Latin America. We've got CNN senior national security reporter Zach Cohen in Washington for us. Zach, good to see you. What more do we know about Venezuela's mobilization of not only its troops, but equipment as well as ammunition? And then also, how significant is it that the USS Gerald R. Ford is now in Southern Command's region?
Yeah, Venezuelan officials making clear that this mobilization was ordered directly by President Nicolas Maduro, and it comes as a response to the U.S. military buildup in the region, which of course has been used to conduct these strikes against alleged drug boats, but increasing tensions with Venezuela in the process. Venezuelan officials calling the U.S. buildup a, quote, imperialist threat, and saying that they plan to conduct land, air, and naval exercises to really, as a show of force, to essentially ward off a potential U.S. invasion of sorts. Now, the aircraft carrier USS Gerald Ford is the U.S.'s largest aircraft carrier. It is the most advanced aircraft carrier in the U.S. fleet. At the same time, it brings significant air assets as well. It has 9 air squadrons, anti-surface capabilities, and it will join what is already a very large U.S. military presence in the region, including guided missile destroyers that are all ballistic capable, raising questions about what this firepower is needed. The Trump administration insists that the Gerald Ford and the rest of the military assets there are intended to conduct the counter-narcotics mission, the targeting of alleged drug boats. But at the same time, I'm told U.S. officials were unable to tell Congress why they need so much firepower to target small boats. So this uncertainty is still increasing and contributing to the ongoing tensions with Venezuela.
Listen here, man. This is not good for Venezuela, I'll be honest. I know it started off about, stopping the cartels and the drugs from being smuggled in the oceans, and they're blowing up boats and all types of stuff that have thousands of kilos on it. But this is not good for Venezuela. Y'all want me to be honest? The U.S. could wipe out Venezuela if they wanted to. Don't matter if the military is mobilized, and it don't matter if they've got ammunition together. If the U.S. really wanted to move in, they could move in if they wanted to. That's just honest truth. Now, are they going to do it? I doubt it. I don't think that's what they really are going to do. But this is a play of war again. Territory, war, conquering. This is a play. This is the play that Russia is doing. This is the play that China is doing with Taiwan. And now you can see it in the United States. They're doing it with Panama. They're doing it with Venezuela. They're trying to make sure that not only do they know that we are the top military in these streets, but we also can put our stuff on y'all territory and y'all gonna do much about it. That's tough. That's tough, man. Let me know y'all thoughts down below.
Look, a lot of people looking on and wondering whether this means some kind of confrontation down the line. But we know that the undercurrent of a lot of what we've been seeing is that Caracas does believe that Washington is seeking regime change, something we've even heard from President Trump in sort of nuanced terms. But what are your sources telling you?
Yeah, we reported back in September and since then that there are some within the Trump administration who are pushing a strategy to effectively conduct strikes inside Venezuela with the idea of pushing Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, out of power. That is still something some U.S. officials hope can be accomplished as part of this military buildup. But at the same time, we also know that the Trump administration told Congress just a few days ago that it doesn't currently have the legal justification to target anything inside Venezuela or any other territory, even though they are potentially seeking an additional legal justification that would allow them to do so. So really some uncertainty, some ambiguity there. As you mentioned, Donald Trump has been non-committal on this since the beginning, both speaking in very verbose terms, in terms of threatening Nicolas Maduro, but at the same time, not going all the way to commit to U.S. forces conducting some sort of a regime change strategy operation targeting him. So we're gonna have to wait and see what ultimately happens. But again, there's really a lot of questions as to what all this U.S. firepower.
This whole time I thought that the U.S. and Venezuela got along together.
Why it's needed, which is again is stoking the questions about a potential regime change in Venezuela.
Yeah. All right, Zacho, and great to have you on the story. Thank you so much.
Joining me now to discuss all this is retired.
Well, y'all let me know y'all thoughts about this down below. Thank you guys for tuning in. I think this is a play of war. Again, this is a play of big fish take little fish. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, the drug cartels that been bringing their stuff over to the United States or wherever, however they're getting it across to the United States, the U.S. is trying to stop that. And they made it clear with Mexico. They made it clear with Venezuela. They're making it clear with pretty much every country in South America that we don't want no more fentanyl coming through these streets. We don't want no more cocaine. We don't want none of that stuff coming in our streets and killing our people anymore. And in a sense, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the war on drugs. Trying to, make sure that people are not out here getting poisoned. You know what I'm saying? They're not out here killing themselves. And some people want to do it, Some people actually want to be on the drugs, but a lot of people don't want nothing to do with that stuff, and they don't want their kids to get involved with that stuff. And it's obvious that that's the best move you could do. But the war on the cartels and the war on the drugs coming into the United States, it's going to happen regardless of whether Trump was in office or somebody else is in office. Maybe the Democratic Party is more lenient and they don't care as much, because they're definitely like live free or die type thing, more on the Democratic Party. But it should be all around across the standard of America that we don't want drugs filling our streets. The same way we don't want crime filling our streets. The same way we don't want, killings filling our streets. It's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's here. It's gonna happen. But if we can prevent it from happening, let's prevent it from happening, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? But let me know y'all thoughts, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all viewership. Thank you guys again. Make sure you guys hit that like button for your boy. Hit that subscribe button also if y'all are new. Until next time, man, it's your boy Dgotsauce. Peace.